So my next idea was to create a content pack for the Cisco Communication Manager. That is nothing but the CUCM. CUCM means the Cisco Unified Communication Manager. Actually, it is a platform, like it is a web-based application that is being used by different organizations for managing their different devices, like Cisco devices, and different user profiles and extensions, VoIP configuration, everything they are managing with the help of this particular web-based application called as CUCM. So actually, we can communicate with CUCM with the help of so many. There are so many ways to communicate with CUCM. Like we can use Java APIs, or we can use web methods like SOAP or REST API. We can use. So, but here for my implementation, I have used Java APIs. So the communication between the HP operation orchestration to the CUCM will be by using Java APIs. So with the help of one use case, I would like to illustrate the scenario. Like there is a company called X. They are using this particular CUCM for their VoIP configuration. So whenever a new employee joins into the firm, an extension needs to be created for that particular employee. So now what actually happens in other firms, like there will be a separate team who are doing all this configuration. Like they will be those people, they will be manually and log into the CUCM, and they will be creating that particular employee's profile will be created, and the device profiles they will be creating, and they will allocate one extension number to that particular device, and that device will be allocated to that particular employee. So like this only the procedure normally happens in all the organization right now. So with the help of the content pack which I have developed, all this manual activity can be automated. Say for example, suppose sometimes in a particular organization there will be bulk joining might happen. So that time it will be a cumbersome task for the operators to perform all this activity using all this activity manually. So with the help of this content pack, all these activities can be automated. So the challenges we might face, like CUCM, there are multiple tables are there. So plenty of tables are there. Like for storing the device details, there is one table. For storing the user details, there will be one data table. So like that, plenty of data tables are there. So we need to consider all those things into our mind while creating this content pack. And the prerequisites are like, as I told you, like I'm using Java API. So for CUCM, there is one thing called AXL toolkit, with the help of which we can communicate with that CUCM server. So that AXL toolkit is nothing but it's a package that contains several Java classes and objects. All those things are packaged, and it is known as an AXL toolkit. So that we need to first put into our HPO RAS server. And like JRE version recommended is this thing 1.7.0-21 or the greater versions of this. And obviously the CUCM server should be reachable from RAS server, and port 135 that should be open for the communication from HPO to the server. So let me go a bit deep into it. Like as I told you, there are different tables available in the CUCM. For developing my content pack, I have considered only these 5 of the tables. Like first one is numplan. It is nothing but to store the extension number or the directory number. This data table is being used, and end user stores the user information, and device table is used for storing the device information. And there should be a mapping with the extension number with the device. So for that purpose, we are using this device num plan table, and there should be a mapping between the device and the user. So for making that mapping, we are using this end user device map. So the same I have illustrated briefly, like for numplan table, as it is a table, it has some mandatory fields, like these are the mandatory fields. So for all the tables, there are several mandatory fields are there, like end user table, first name, last name, user ID, department of the user, telephone number, everything that we need to be, those are the mandatory fields. For device, end user device map, for everything we have some mandatory fields. So let me go into HBO Studio. I will show you the content which I have developed. So first one is the directory number profile creation. So whatever values are there in the table which are mandatory, those we need to fetch from the user as inputs. So the CUCM server name, username, password, route partition, directory number, description, pattern. The default value for the pattern will be 2. So in my flow, what I'm doing, first I'll be checking like that pattern has been given by the user or what. If he haven't entered, that means I will be keeping that value as 2. So that I can keep it as a default value. And what I'll be doing, into a write to file operation, I have created a temporary file, and the input will be like, as we need to enter, as I told you, like there are plenty of tables are there in the CUCM. So suppose if want to insert some data into that CUCM server in an XML sheet, we need to pass that query as an input. So here I have used a query like SQL update insert into that particular table, and these are the columns which are there in the table. These are the mandatory fields, and these are the values which I have collected from the users. So those values I am passing as a variable, and this query I will be putting into this particular XML input, and I will be passing this. I will be writing that content to a particular file. And what I'm doing inside a remote command execution operation, I am running a particular command like Java -cp. These are the classes, Java classes, which are there in the Excel toolkit. And lastly, I will be passing that input. Like the input will be the XML file which we have created over here. That I will be passing into this remote command execution operation. And once that is passed, that temporary file which I have created here, I will be deleting that. So this is the way how it will work. So once with the help of this particular operation, this will create that particular directory number into the data table. So there is no need of manually entering all those inputs. With the help, if we are running this flow, it will automatically create all those directory number into the CUCM server. In the same way, we can create the font profile as well. We can create the user profile. We can map this particular number which we have created here with the device. We can map the user with the device. So like that, we can the same method only I have used everywhere. Like for different tables, the different mandatory fields will be different. So those values I will be collecting from the user, and I will be passing those as the an XML file, and that XML file I will be passing into this particular command. So Andrew, hello.
Yes, I can still hear you.
As I told you before, I don't have any CUCM server for show you the demo. I have just developed the content.
Okay, okay. But anyway, sounds great. Thank you for sharing with us.